more from the Armstead interview. I guess I just watching him talk about the 49ers made me feel like he really was a leader on this team. I mean, he was the longest tenured player. He's one of the older players in the team.
For sure.
And, he's kind of political too. I mean, he's not thinking just about football. He's the Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's a philanthropist. I'm guessing he's more on the left side of the political spectrum. I just thought about Bosa when I was watching Armstead talk. And Bosa last year, I felt with it was an election year. He made it real clear who he was voting for. We knew, but it seemed like he almost made the Niners kind of like a platform to campaign for one of the candidates, the president. I just don't think we would have done that with Armstead on the team. I don't think Armstead would have appreciated it. And I think Armstead probably would have said something like, hey, man, not here, not on the field, not in this uniform, because you're representing me too. And I don't like it. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like someone needs to keep Bosa in check and not yell at him, but just say, man, we're going to keep this football this year. Is there anyone on this team that can do that? Keep him in check.
Trent Williams, that's the first one that comes into my mind. But Grant, I think you're looking too much into it. I honestly feel if Armstead was on this team last year, Bosa would have done the exact same thing.
Do you think so?
Like,
yeah,
possible.
I think so too.
I don't think Bosa. I think Bosa gives zero shits. I think he's doing that exact same thing. But if I had to pick one player that would actually keep Bosa in check this year, it's Trent. I think that's next.
Armstead would have said something about it though if Bosa had done it.
I do think Armstead would have probably said like hey, like, why are you doing that? But I don't think Armstead would have been like, hey, don't do that. I think Nick would have done it either way.
Yeah, you can't tell a grown man what to do, but yeah,
no. And when if it's about politics, we all know Nick Bosa. He loves his politics. He's gonna do what it has to take to.
I just feel like Bosa is very strong from this side of the spectrum. I feel like Armstead's maybe equally strong from the other side of the spectrum, and there was like a counterbalance that maybe balanced out the team. Then last year you had very much of like this side of the political balance winning out, just like it did with the entire country. I don't know if that's good for a team. I mean, there's so many people that probably don't have as big of a voice as Bosa who don't agree with him and are like, well, we're on the same team. And I don't know. I just think for the togetherness of the team, can Salah be like, hey, yo, Nick, we get it. We get where you come from, man. We understand. Let's not do the Trump dance after sacks this year.
I do feel like he shouldn't have done that. I feel Nick Bosa should have done all of this on his free time and not when he was wearing a 49ers jersey. Maybe just do it on your Instagram or something. Maybe post you doing the dance on your Instagram, something like that. Like, I don't know.
Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
But
you have a huge platform yourself. You don't need to co-op the Niners platform at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
That's my last thing. Just watching Armstead being like, I never liked Armstead because he always made it personal with me, and I thought he was kind of a jerk. But in terms of like the hierarchy and balance of the team, I think he kind of played a role, and I think we saw like what not having him in the locker room did to the team last year. And I wonder if they can sort of fill that vacuum. If Salah can do it. You said Trent Williams. I don't know if Trent Williams isn't going to be the man of the year. I don't know if he's thinking about, I don't know Trent Williams, but it seems like he thinks about his next contract. And
I mean, I think man of the year is awesome. Like man of the year is awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. And like, I think people do look up to that, like these players, and I'm not doubting he wasn't a good leader. Like, I do think he's a great leader, but also Trent, I mean, it seems to me like, whether it's contracts, whether it's life stuff, like a lot of players are pretty outspoken about going to Trent for advice. And they always say like, yeah, Trent gives me the best advice. And like, every time I hear Trent talk, like, I feel like he's got a really good head on his shoulders. I just think he's not like necessarily more outspoken. I think he's, I guess, more kind of closed off and he
just seems like kind of, I don't know, out for himself. And that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like Armstead had a bigger vision, and that doesn't make him a better guy. I think Trent Williams is essentially a good guy, and I think Armstead can be a real jerk. But I think Armstead's thinking bigger, whereas like, here's what I'm talking about. When Armstead was on the team, he had a podcast, and he would bring podcast teammates on the podcast. He'd Trent on the podcast. It felt like he made it a point to bring players who the team didn't necessarily promote very much as like a voice, like Trevarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw, guys who left are gone. And they said they went for whatever reasons, but like they didn't want to be on this team anymore. And I feel like I wonder if certain players feel like, you know what? I don't really have a voice here anymore. This isn't like Ayuk. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't my team. I feel like an outsider on my own team.
Do you not feel like Ayuk's been like alienated though the whole time? Like kind of from draft day. Like they did since he was in the they did trade up for him. Yeah, they did trade up for him. But it's like he wasn't really used that much as a rookie. Like was in the doghouse after that. Yeah. And then ever since then, like it's not like you can't tell me he didn't feel alienated when Jimmy was on the team. Like he wasn't really getting the ball. True. I feel like that 1 year we had where like we went to the Super Bowl, like Brock was feeding him. And like, you know, you started to hear like him and Brock get paired together, like, oh, this is kind of the duo of the future. Like they're gonna want to pay Ayuk. So, you know, Brock can have his number one receiver and have his guy. And that was kind of the only time where we're like, yeah, like Ayuk's a part of this. Like he's like, you know, like his talent is worthy of like that spot. Where it's like I've always felt like his talent's worthy of that spot, but he's never really gotten that credit for it. I don't know. It's like an interesting situation.
Grant, you talk about Eric Armstead and like how he was a big piece of the defense. Who do you think could like be the next Eric Armstead to keep Bosa actually like who do you think's going to keep Bosa in check? If you had to
it's funny. I don't think Fred Warner wants to be that guy.
No, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say Fred, but I was like, I don't think he wants to do that.
You know, no. I think it. You know, it could be Ayuk. If Ayuk felt like, if I felt like he had a future here, maybe it would be him. But Ayuk seems so alienated. He's almost like, you know what?
Ayuk doesn't even speak English.
To trade me when I couldn't even walk, man. What do you want me to do?
Half the thing Ayuk says on his YouTube, it doesn't even make sense. Like the guy, he doesn't even speak English.
Eric Armstead is very, very in control of his message.
Yes,
and Ayuk
gets his point across.
Yeah. What about Demo?
Well, he just got arrested.
So, yeah, but that was. I mean that shit.
It was kind of stupid.
That shit's stupid. But I feel like Demo is like one of those guys where he's like has a good head on his shoulders. Yeah, like it's Demo's weird because he's mature, but also like kind of like out there at the same time. You know what I mean? But like I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of a good mix with Bosa. Like I feel like they get along.
Good call. It's a really good call. Yeah, I mean Mike Hill is entirely too young. So is Malik Mustafa. But Demo's an up and coming captain. Hey man, you don't speak for all of us, Nick. We respect your political beliefs, but like respect ours and let's keep it football. How about that? Simple as that. And then, like someone here is saying right now, hold on. You talk about Bosa as a Biden-Harris supporter. In the end, neither would have mattered with the end results and the sport. Get over it. Okay. I felt this way about Kaepernick when he was doing this 10 years ago. Like, I don't like it when football players
it's not about the view.
This is bigger than football.
Yeah.
All right, then do this away from the football field. Then, like,
exactly.
Yeah. If it's bigger than football,
it's not even about like who they're supporting. Like that's besides the point of what Grant's making. Like the point Grant's making is like you're here to play football. Like if you care about that stuff, awesome, dude. Outside of football, like
what do people say? Keep the main thing. The main thing. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dangerous Days. Jeeping says, "Love you, G. I watched 5 people, 4-man front, and pops." Name of the show. Grant talks with toddlers. I kid. No. Jeremy,
Nick is literally 27. Like, I don't understand it. Everyone,
like, I'm not young, but it is what it is. And then Maj is young, but he's 6'8". So you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just
I don't know what tall
every
6'8". I'm actually 6'7", but I appreciate it.
Okay, let's talk scheme. Let's do a really high level football. Grant talks with toddlers. No. We're going graduate level football talk right now. Okay.
Yep.
So
Grant talks with toddlers.